Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed fight night, and we have ourselves yet another OP10 match here for you guys. We have myself on the right-hand side playing that sugar. You know I am a die-hard Dressrosa fan. And then we have my man, John Suko on the left-hand side with the green and yellow Trafalgar Law. Now, John Suko is probably one of the hardest working law players I know. This man stands on business with this leader, and I really hope he kind of gets the deck to where it needs to be. So we're going to go ahead and play one for the sugar and just pass the turn. Now, of course, we did go second, and I know what you're thinking, Wizard, why didn't you just search for the card? Well, we have some things here. So we see the X-Drake being able to rest the sugar. We're going to see a 5k swing going into the character. And I'm going to play the Searcher. Searcher is the top 3 for a Don Quixote Pirates trigger of, or activation of leader effect. Since we did play an event card on our turn, we get to ramp 1 Don as active. And yes, we are going to go ahead and grab the 3-cost blocker Viola. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to search anything, but I honestly preferred the ramp instead, because now we're sitting at 5 active Don, especially when we win second. Right, so pretty good there. Yes, the X-Drake needs to go. That card is really good. So 2k Supernova gets to rest something very nice here. We have the 5-cost in your pink. We're gonna go ahead and unrest a Don, grab a purple event card from our trash, and then pass the turn effective sugar. Since I have a 6k body on the board that is a Don Quixote Pirates character, we get to unrest another Don. Very good here. And now we have John Suko now sitting at his 5 Don turn. And honestly, green yellow law going first is really scary. A lot of really great options. It looks like we're going to start things off here with the 6k swing going into life. I'm going to tap 1 for that Searcher that I did grab off that Senior Pink, ramping a Don active. Pretty much just getting back the Don that we put back from the Senior Pink, grabbing the little black bears there, and then playing out the 4-cost Basil Hawkins. Now, of course, you have to remember that once you use a counter event card, sometimes it doesn't get you all the way there. You still have to take your own life, right? So, funny enough, I have to mention this because the 1-cost event card, you always assume that you play an event card for a counter and you're like, oh, that's usually enough counter. Well, not in this situation. It gives you 0 counter. It's just the Searcher plus the ramp, of course. So grabbing the Rosie off the top 5 from that sugar 1-cost character, seeing it come down to play, and now that I have 7 Don, I'm able to go ahead and unrest 2 Don at the end of my turn, but we're going to use the main effect to pitch an event card to draw 2 cards. Very fantastic character. This is a 5k swing going into life. We're going to see the 1k counter, 6k swing going into life. We see a trigger, which is that Carmel, man, this character is so good. It's on play on your turn, you draw a card, and then on the trigger you get to actually play it, and then you get to KO a character that's 2 cost or less. Honestly, I think that card's insane. Super good. I know it was a little popular in the East, and John Suko quickly adapting that character in his build. I really do agree with that. Now we have the 2 costs. Once again, this is the hard draw, and people underestimate the hard draw in this deck. And if you notice, I have 3 active Don. That's thanks to my leader plus the Rosie, like we did mention before. 3-cost Bonnie hits the board. We're going to take our own top life, put a 5-cost character on the very top. It has to be a 5-cost. Attaching 1 Don to our leader, using leader effect to play out the Bonnie to stun the Senior Pink. Very unfortunate for my boy. Very manly of a card. And this is a big 6k swing going into life, and we are going to go ahead and give him the Kamakura there, the 2 cost plus 3k to our sugar for the battle, and then minus 2k for the Trafalgar Law, making it a 4k character, even with the Dawn. So very good and strong event card. Honestly, probably one of my favorites, to be honest. So this is a 5k swing here going into life. We're gonna see the 1k counter. This is a 6k swing going into life. We see a 2k counter in the form of X-Drake, and now we have the 10 cost Shanks hitting the board. 12k swing going into life, and this is huge. Suko taking that top life, of course. Effective Rosie, unrest 2, effective leader, unrest 1. And then just pass the turn. 3 Dawn unrested every turn is nasty work. Now, the fact that we have our 10-cost Shanks on the board is fantastic. It makes all these 6k bodies 5ks, and it really helps the math as well. So if we ever have John Sugo trying to attach 3 Dawn to a 6k body, which would normally be a 9k swing, well, thanks to Shanks, that's an 8k, and a lot of our event cards have plus 4k counter. So this is looking really good for myself here, and it looks like we are going to go ahead and tap 7 7 for the go to the 7 cost Trafalgar Law, adding a card to our life there, using leader effect, bouncing the 1 cost, playing out the Bonnie, stunning the Shanks, and now this is a 6k swing once again back into life. We are going face because it is the place there, and 6k swing going into life, but thanks to Shanks it's actually a 5k, so this is just a 1k counter. But no, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Quite surprising there. Now he cannot swing with the Basil Hawkins since it is a 4k body, and really that's kind of it. The Bonnie was just played, so you can't swing with that. We could attach a Dawn to our leader and then swing a big 7k, but no, this is yet again another 5k swing going into life. We're gonna give him the 1k counter Rosie, a 6k swing going into life. I could take this as well as give him a 2k counter. I do have 2k counters, and if you look at my hand, I have 3 cost, 8 cost Dofies. That is a lot of Dofies. Sometimes that's the big issue with this deck. You just kind of brick, but we're gonna take the 6k swing, which honestly I don't really have a problem doing so as long as we have the counters, right? As long as we have the counter event cards, it doesn't really matter. And we see the top deck of the 2 cost Kamakura, and we've already gone through what is that, 1 so far, so seeing a second one is pretty nice. 6k swing going into life. We're gonna see the 2k counter, and yes, he does have a blocker on the board, and I'm just trying to slow roll this. I don't really think I need to go that aggressive, but nonetheless, we're going to see what we can do. I also have another 10 cost Shanks. If I play another 10 cost Shanks, making these characters minus 2k would be kind of nasty. But even then, I'm pretty sure he could probably just win. I need to make sure that I set my Dawn active correctly. I think setting 3 is just not enough right now. So I'm debating on a 6k swing, but we are going to see a... This is tough. I'm thinking about the 6, I'm thinking about the 7. We're going to just do a 6k swing going into a 5k Bonnie. We see the 2k counter here. This is a 6k swing going into most likely the Bonnie once again. 6k swing going into the Bonnie. We see another 2k counter. Jansuko only having 1 card in hand, and that's huge, honestly. So we see the 5 cost Senior Pink hitting the board. This is 5 costs. We -1. We get back a purple event card, which is going to go ahead and be possibly the Little Black Bears or the Searcher. Kind of a tough situation for myself. I don't see any judgments, or I don't see a Blast Breath, but we're going to grab the Little Black Bears, which is, it's okay. I mean, the 3 cost is rather expensive. We're going to go ahead and set 1 as active thanks to Senior Pink's ability, and then we're going to go ahead and play out the 3 cost blocker, which is that Viola, and now we're going to pass the turn Unrest 1 for leader, Unrest 2 for the 5 cost Rosie. So now sitting with 6 active Dawn, and if you've been keeping track, essentially that's just 2 Little Black Bears, which I have of course in my hand, as well as the Kamakura. So pretty good stuff here. And please do not forget, my boy Shanks is doing -1k. Thank you for those lovely tokens and those counters to kind of showcase that. Putting it on my leader, because obviously I'm not going to put 1k on the whole entire each character. That's kind of crazy. So this is an 8k swing going into life here. I could take this. I could also do the Little Black Bears to give myself plus 4k, and then draw a card if I have 5 or less cards in my hand. But I'm actually going to take this, a little bit of the bait here, and my top life was another Kamakura. That card is so good. Honestly, probably one of my favorite cards from the set. So this is an easy 7k swing going into life. This is Kamakura territory here, right? So we're going to go ahead and tap 2 Dawn here. Debating it, still debating, but I do think the correct play is the 2 cost Kamakura. Yeah, 2 cost Kamakura. We're gonna give plus 3k to our leader. We're gonna ramp it on thanks to Sugar's effect, since we do use an event card. This is plus 3k minus 2k onto the Bonnie, and I think Jansugo thought I meant to KO, but no, it's just -2 for the turn. So that is a 3k Bonnie that's standing there. We do have, of course, our Basil Hawkins that can still attack, as well as leader. So this is a 7k swing going into life. Don't forget about the -1k, y'all. Don't forget. So 7k swing, we're going to see another Kamakura coming down, plus 3k to lead, minus 2k to the leader this time. And that makes his leader obviously 3k. And he's just asking, wait, how many Kamakuras do you have in your hand? How many did we play? Yeah, pretty nasty stuff. So really fortunate for myself. And like I said before, this is a 3k leader, and Jonsuke just scoops it up, man. Says, you know what, you got it, there's just too many event cards, I don't have enough blockers, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel as well as this video. I really do appreciate it, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP10 content coming out soon. See ya.